Welcome to TradersArmy.com, defending your right to build wealth and preserve capital for generations to come.
Yeah, Tuesday. What's up, everybody? Tuesday morning. Hope you guys are all having an amazing day. Welcome to today's edition of the Daily Market Commentary. I'm your host, Chuck Fulkerson. We've actually got a pretty interesting day as we've gapped down after the President's Day holiday and had a little bit of movement in the overnight hours. So a couple of things that we're going to take a look at for tonight. Real quick announcement, kind of exciting announcement, is that if you are interested, we're doing a free preview week at TradersArmy.com. It's going to be the first week of March. So you can join us for our live trade rooms. You can join us for our Q&As, our options deconstructed, all of our different sessions that we have. So just go to TradersArmy.com, sign up for a free membership, and you'll get the invitation for the free week. All right, let's go ahead and dive right into our charts for today. So looking first here at the S&P, what you can see is that we are down about 12 points this morning. And last night we had a live trade room. We talked about a gap and go scenario, a little bit of a gap and go trade since we gapped down, and the gap and go is after the first candle closes. And we did get a little bit of a movement from that initial move down, and prices are continuing to drop. So we're down 12 points as far as today goes. The question is, how far down can it go? Well, the initial target was this area right down in here where we have this little level of demand around this 33 kind of 58 area. But after that 33.58 area, in my mind, the next level of demand doesn't come into here until it's 33.38 by 33.34. Now, this is a pretty good little area. See, the thing I like about this particular level is that we had a very strong move away, and it's not only a very strong move away, but it was kind of started, during U.S. market open hours, which is a good point to get in there. And we've not yet come back and retouched this level. So it's still a fresh area of demand where we could see price return back to this zone. Inside the Nasdaq, very similar picture in the Nasdaq, although in the Nasdaq I didn't have the setup for the gap and go on the breakdown. Reason being is that the Nasdaq being our strongest market, probably a better idea to wait for high probability reversal trades for getting long, and that's down here. Roughly the same time of day that level was formed in the S&P, but I think a nice little bit of a basing before a very strong move away. We're coming into that area. If you want to be a bit more aggressive, we are coming up into this region right in here. I think there's a chance that you'll see a bit of a reversal off of this area in here. So if you want to be a bit more aggressive, I think there's an opportunity right in that region. Crude oil, we were looking at crude oil last night, found this little area here that could potentially make for a confirmation entry. The only reason this is a confirmation entry is because this was a nice little touch and go level where price moved away from here. The second touch is never going to be as strong. And matter of fact, we've now traded to the bottom of that zone. So if you're not in that position, I've got to close it out and say that it's not going to be a viable position going forward. If we do get a little bit of a rally up into that area, the problem with taking it now is that you've got an opposing supply level right here as an opportunity to get short, and that's where I would look for an opportunity for short at this point today. Inside of gold, so GC continuing its march a bit higher, a little bit of demand area here down below us, which I could see us retesting at some point this week if we get a bit of a pullback. But there's a couple of areas of demand down here below us to lean on. As far as supply goes, I don't really have any. I mean, I went all the way up to the weekly level to see my next bigger picture quality supplies, not for quite a while. So there is also the potential that we could have some sort of an upside breakout trade. So keep an eye on that forming as well. When we go ahead and look at our currency markets, our bonds and currency markets that we have identified and set up. Inside of the ZN, we had looked at this little 15-minute potential reversal area. Price came in, gave us the touch, but this was a confirmation short, and notice price just popped right through that area. Now, I will say last night I was a little bit more interested in it because we had put in a bit of a tweezer top But one of the things I said was, okay, we put in the tweezer top, so if we get a candle that's lower than this tweezer, than the lowest low of this tweezer, then it's okay to get in, and price just never came back and gave us that, right? So those are the kind of levels that I like to lean on. Now, as often does occur, old supply acted as new demand, and we came back in, retested that area, got a rally from that zone. Looking at the 4-hour chart, we see that our 4-hour price pattern is telling us that we've got a little bit of this pattern forming in here, and so I think there's a chance we will see a potential breakout. But in my mind, I still need to get through this pivot before I'd be interested much in that. So if we get, good solid sideways price action for a breakout, I think it's okay to take. Just keep your stop fairly tight. Inside of the Aussie, we looked at a potential breakdown below this level right in here, and we did. We got a little bit of a move down below it. We didn't have true basing in front of the level, so if you missed that trade, that's perfectly acceptable. I know a lot of people took the breakout that we had identified from last week, and so there was a breakout from last week that has continued to run down. If you missed this breakdown, you've got you've got another opportunity to get in on maybe a reversal somewhere back up into this region here. So keep an eye on that area right in there. In the euro level, we did get our breakdown in the euro, but on a breakdown in the euro, your stop would have to be above this region here, and so we got our breakdown, but then it was just kind of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It's been 10 candlesticks, and the price hasn't moved, so that should tell us that we should be out at about a break-even position in here. Although I still think that the better probability is for price to continue to break down, and so look for another breakdown opportunity in this later today. And it could be that if you didn't get in, you still have an opportunity to get in below here. I still think the better opportunity is for that breakdown. Canadian dollar just not giving me a whole lot of really good levels at this point. We're kind of sideways and in between a couple of different ones. You've got a little wick over wick zone up here, but the time of day that it's formed, that's not a quality wick over wick zone. And you have a little demand area down here that's a little bit better, but really nothing that's exciting me. And I don't want to force a trade when the market's not telling me, clearly what the best levels would be. So that's where I would stay away from that from those areas. Taking a look at the pound, Great British Pound, I did have a little bit of a supply level in here last night where we may see a reversal. We actually just kind of chopped below it, so a lot of basing below the level. Typically that's considered the kiss of death, and then we were just shown the kiss of death, as in the last hour we just rallied hard through that particular area. So on a 4-hour chart, what do I see? Well, I see that we're in a kind of a sideways price action, and I don't have anything until much higher up. So keep an eye on some of these levels that are a bit higher, but I don't really have anything to lean on in this in this next little bit. And then in the Japanese yen, we were taking a look at a potential breakdown area right down in here where we had a pivot low, another pivot low. So 3 touches, and then a breakdown would be this this area in here, 91.068. If price comes back down into there, we can try that as a zone. As far as today goes, just keep an eye on what some of these levels look like. If you have any questions, as always, please feel free to send us an email, support@tradersarmy.com. I look forward to seeing you in the free preview week. And then if you are a Traders Army member, remember tomorrow night is our open forum and our options deconstructed session. So I'll see you then. Talk to you soon. Have a great day.